Cam, moment of the game. Max, the block. We're going the other way. It's LeBron to AD.
Yeah, the defense started by Max Christie, never giving up on the shot. Got the block, and the Lakers controlled it. Ended up with a nice little secondary fast break. LeBron doing a good job of getting it over to AD for the dunk.
Let's go back to Dallas. Austin Reaves and Max Christie are speaking with Mike in the media.
You guys, this could be for both of you, but I suppose starting with Austin, JJ had talked about how, Dallas is shorthanded with key guys out, and you have to make sure not to, let that get in your head and think that they're not going to play at a certain level. How did you feel like you guys that played out, if at all, on the court tonight?
That's a real thing, but it's not like they don't have good players other than Luka and Kyrie. Those guys over there are talented and obviously can win games, as you just seen. And we just didn't do a good job of playing good basketball. That's really it.
Then Max, the Mavs, there were a couple stretches JJ referenced, when Clay hit the 3 threes and then when Hardy hit a couple in a row and they added a fourth. What were the coverages sort of supposed to be on those types of plays, and how did you feel like they were getting so open consistently?
Well, we were they were heavy ISO in, so we needed to be in our shifts and in our gaps, and they did a good job of moving guys around, kind of moving our shifts out the way, and there was some miscommunication on our part to let up a 3 or 2 once they saw the first 1 or 2 go in. Then they're feeling really good and they're going to shoot the next 2 or 3 contested ones, and they made shots tonight. They shot damn near 50% from 3, so that's tough to beat.
You guys missed some pretty good looks at the rim. Did you feel like that compounded with the defense at all in terms of just missing those types of shots and that sort of bleeding into the defensive side?
Yeah, I don't think our offense was the problem tonight. We got a lot of great looks. Like you said, we missed a lot of bunnies around the rim, myself included, and we missed a decent amount of shots from 3, but I thought we did a good job kind of putting them in rotations, putting them in closeouts, and we shot our open shots. So, next time we got to knock them down, and, that'll make it easier for us. But, it's tough to say that, some of those missed layups around the rim, missed open threes are, they're not going to hurt us. Those will hurt us for sure. So we'll do a better job next time.
Austin, you had like a self-deprecating line when you walked in here about sitting on the bench. But what can you do when a team's targeting you on defense the way the Mavs were tonight?
Just play better defense. First half was god awful. Second half I thought was better, but can't allow that. I was just really, really bad on both sides of the ball tonight.
JJ mentioned to us that he felt like maybe there were segments where the game where you guys just looked tired. I think you guys are going to have your longest stretch at home coming up. I think 7 to 8 at your own place, 8 straight in LA. How beneficial can this stretch of 2.5 weeks be for you guys? And what will be the key for these next couple of weeks?
I mean, it's always good to be home, sleep in your home bed, be around friends, family, whatever. But just, playing good basketball. I thought, tonight defensively we didn't talk enough. Offensively, we didn't make shots. But I think, it kind of stemmed from being so discombobulated on the defensive end. So just got to, get back to, clicking on all cylinders and playing the game the right way.
I guess for either of you guys this season, it feels like have been a team that'll have 3 good weeks and then a bad week and a half or a bad 2 weeks and then 3 good weeks. What has it sort of felt like the emotional whiplash of this season, and how do you think, what do you think needs to happen for you guys to kind of make sure a losing streak stops it to tighten that stuff up?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, honestly, as a team, I think we do a decent job of not getting too high or too low emotionally. It's a big message. We had that at the end of the game today, just trying to stay the course. I think we've turned our season around since, that Miami game in Miami, and we were really connected, and, we've done a pretty good job. So we're not going to let tonight's loss be the end-all, be-all for us. So we're just going to try to stay consistent, try to stay together as a team. We're going to look at the film. We're going to get better from this. So we're not going to, overreact to a loss like this, even though we absolutely should have won. But at the end of the day, they're a good team. It's hard to win in the NBA. So for us as a team, we're going to stay together, and we're going to win these next few at home.
Max, you've been in a position that some of their guys have been in the past where, maybe the minutes aren't always there, the touches aren't always there. What's it like to get that kind of opportunity? If, say, you're Jaden Hardy and the ball starts going in, how much does that energize a player?
Yeah, I mean, it's great for someone, like you said, who doesn't get a lot of touches. You may not be involved in the offense as much. You see the first 3 go down, you hit a first layup, you make your free throws or whatever. That's a big confidence booster. It's just a big dopamine booster for you. You just kind of get more energy. You tend to play harder. It's just kind of the way it works. So, for someone like Jaden Hardy to come out and hit 3 threes, score 15 points in 22 minutes, that's obviously going to be a big confidence booster for him. So, I know how that feels, and so it feels good for sure.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Big Game James, a little time for Access 360. What are you going to break down for us?
Well, Geeter, let's take a look at the defense in the second half. Just kind of disappeared and wasn't outscored 63-47 in the second half. And here, as you can see, big gaps in the defense right there in the center of the lane. And when you get into that, it collapses the defense, and that's why they were able to pass out and get that 3. Here's another situation where one player goes into the paint and kind of gets in the way of Christie. Shouldn't have been down in there with AD down there, just a little late getting to the 3. And then this one, just walking right into it on a fast break. Sometimes you don't necessarily get to your guy, but you got to pick up somebody who's in the threat. And that time, he just walked into a 3. There were several situations like that where the Lakers defense was disbobulated, and I think Christie said it. They weren't communicating. You got to talk on defense and let people know, especially if you're on the back line, and they missed that tonight.
And James, especially on the road, right? When we look at the Lakers' record on the road, 8-11. I mean, to be a great team in this league, to be a team that's going to advance in the playoffs, you have to win some big ones on the road.
You have to win on the road, especially against teams that are without their star players. Now, that's not to say that who they played weren't good, but you should never allow that to happen. Started out good, but somewhere in that second quarter at the end, allowing those 3s by Clay, not rotating, not communicating, gave them confidence. So when they came back out in the third, if you weren't willing to really make a big push and lock them down, get physical, then they were going to gain more confidence, and they did. Grimes, Washington, all of them took it to the Lakers.
All right, guys, after the break, a look at what's ahead for the Lakers starting Thursday against LaMelo Ball and the Hornets. After that, it's a back-to-back with Wemby and the Spurs.
Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you in part by